From growing up in households with white privilege to getting involved in rap and changing their ways to be more in tune with the black folk, Wiggas are all around us and try to copy and bite our swag as black folks in today's society. Today I'll be rating 4 Wiggas based on what they could bring and offer to the valuable, the covenant black cookout. First one on the list, we have none other than Logic. Logic was born to a black Maryland native and a white mother. Between his father and his mother, 7 half siblings. He just so happened to emerge as the lightest black person in his family ever. He just got unlucky with his genetic DNA. Logic often looks like a white person who had been sitting on the tanning bed for way too long and flipped over and turned into a piece of fried chicken. He often looks like Trump for 2016, just without the toupee. Logic grew up and spent most of his childhood in West Deer Park neighborhood in Gainesboro, Maryland, where by his account, he lived in Section 8 housing and his parents who had typical black people addictions. His father was a coke addict and was never around. His father was too busy dropping milk off at other women's houses, if you catch my drift. And his mother was an alcoholic who slept around with multiple men and would have children with them, and would even let them abuse her, which was on full display for Logic when he was a kid. Logic doesn't often say the N-word in a public setting or nor in his raps unless he's quoting another rapper. He primarily uses it and reserves it for his home time when he's with his family, because you don't want a Clark Kent lookalike running around the street saying nigga 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 nigga.
Niggas wanna try, what? Niggas wanna lie, what? Niggas wanna why, what? Niggas wanna die. All I feel is pain, all I see is rain.
How can I maintain
what?
with that shit on my brain?
What?
I resort to violence,
what?
my niggas moving silent.
What?
Like you don't know what I style is.
What?
New York niggas the wildest.
What?
My niggas
Yo,
is
dog.
with it.
What?
You want it? Come and get it.
What?
Took it.
But what hurts Logic's case even more is the fact that instead of marrying a darker sister to preserve his family's bloodline, he chose to be like father like son and to go outside and play in the snow and marry the snow. Watch out, Logic. Don't want your kid to end up like a T.I. Jr. Logic's marrying a white woman does not take points off for me, but Dr. Umar might want to have a word with him. Logic would definitely be invited to my cookout, but he would be strictly remotely placed on drinks, napkins, aluminum foil, paper, and plastic plates, because I don't trust him when it comes to making food because of his parents' background. But also with the drinks, I don't trust him that much either. Don't want no cracking, alcohol in my drinks. The kids gonna be around. Second one on the list, we have none other than Jack Harlow, also known by his stage name, Jacquees Harlow. Jacquees Harlow is a white brother who can rap really well. He's also a curly head and looks similar to Corbin Blue with the mix of that Jerry Curl juice in it. He's from the South and he reps his home city to the death, just like most other artists who make it out and become extremely big. Jacquees Harlow's friend group consists of a lot of black guys, just like that one Goku and Piccolo meme, and he loves his black women and is often spotted with the huzz, which has helped push his career forward. And the black women love my boy Jacquees. Jacquees is also friends with Drewski, and the two of them would often create some very funny content, and them IG lives were some of the most top tier content ever. Jacquees has a very likable personality and is often pretty funny. If he was ever invited to the cookout, he could bring the fried chicken. Just don't come with any dry ass birds. Third one on the list, we have none other than Paul Wall. Paul Wall is the only white rapper I ever known and ever heard of that talks like a black person. I swear, if you wore blindfolds, you could barely tell the difference between him and a fucking nigga.
Oh, definitely in school, elementary school maybe, or middle school. I remember that. But I mean, all my friends were black or Mexican or Asian. I lived in a very diverse neighborhood. There were white people there, but it was.
Paul Wall grew up with his father and his mother until about the age of 5, when his parents split apart and his father went to go mess with a minor. His pops left him and his mother to live alone by themselves, and they would struggle financially because his father's side had all the bread. Paul also grew up with famous rapper Chameleonaire, and the two of them would make a bunch of hits and would make albums together. Paul got his name from Ron C's cousin, and Ron C is a famous DJ down in the Houston area who started the Swisher House Collective, which is also another layer of street cred for Paul Wall. In the 2000s, he would make several rap hits with other famous and well-established black artists. Most of the music videos are still up on the internet today, so give it a Google type search or whatever. Paul Wall is also known for having multiple different hairstyles over the year, which has made him iconic. From the cornrows to the ball fade with the slick line run through it, to now having the slick comb over that make that motherfucker look like George Clooney. Unlike Logic, Paul Wall married a dark-skinned queen, which in my opinion, not just my opinion, but I think Dr. Umar would 1,000% approve of it. If Paul Wall was invited to the cookout, he could bring whatever the fuck that nigga wants, even the mac and cheese too. I just want him to bring some Texas smoked barbecue, cause I heard that shit's mad good. Last person we have on the list is none other than Eminem. Eminem is the only white person who can rap better than 99% of black niggas out here. Eminem grew up with both of his parents until eventually he got kicked out by his pops, and him and his mother had to live by themselves because his pops did not want to deal with his responsibility. Sounds familiar? When M got a little bit older, his uncle was the first person to introduce him into guns, like a country boy he was, and he gave him his first pistol, which was a 45 Colt, which he used to start slinging at beer cans. Now, where's the parenting structure? You know what I'm saying? There's no parents around. Once he got into middle school, he would meet his longtime friend, Proof. And Proof would he would ultimately change his life forever, making him the Wigga we know him as today. But when Proof unfortunately passed away, Eminem would go on to battle long-time addictions, which he would later get over. He also did so much for the rap game in the early 90s and 2000s. Also, he's beloved in the West Coast by so many different rappers, and he also had great mentors alongside of him. He was also even introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He watches out for his daughter Emily and will violate any rapper that try to go against his family or ever try to talk shit about his family, just like what he did to the vampires, blood-sucking nigga MGK. If Eminem were invited to the cookout, he would definitely be able to bring tacos for the love of all things holy. Don't bring that mama's spaghetti shit.
I need to be ducked off with a bitch that made me good. Try so hard to